Hello everyone, welcome to Everyday Genius with Minal. My name is Sahil Shah and this is my mentor Minal Dalal. So my topic for today is self-improvement and personal growth. I would like to know your insights and your perspective so that can help me in my life too and our audience too. So my first question is, many people take actions every day for their personal growth and improvement. So some people take they build a morning routine, they go all in and all that things. But is that really growth? Like my main question is, do we know the difference between true growth and just the illusion of progress? Like some people do that routine and all, but does that really help?
My God, this is such a deep question because growth itself is such a huge thing, such a huge topic that if I just sit and write a entire book on growth, even that will be less. So you said true growth and illusion of progress. I have liked both these words so much. But before addressing those things, I want to know from you, what is your definition of self growth? You said your topic you want to know about self growth, right? So, what is your definition of self growth?
Personally, I don't believe in long routines and like that area, but I always believe like you can pick some things that you like and you want to really grow in that field, and you just have to improve 1% every day. I read a book, Atomic Habits, and I've learned a lot from that. So I think just growing 1% every day and taking small actions and just improving a little bit every day, and the compound effect that you get, that is that is what creates an impact on your life. So that is growth for me.
Nice. It's too many things to address, but let's do it one by one. Compound interest you spoke about.
Yeah.
So I was working on compound effect, and I was just trying it mathematically. And what I did was that if today I am on state 1 at my growth level, I am on state 1, and if I am working on myself holistically, keep the word in mind, holistically, I'll come to this.
Yeah.
Holistically, if you are working on yourself every single day, say you are investing 2 to 3 hours, right, on all your areas, on the 365th day, that is just in 1 year, if you are consistent, not breaking even a single day, on 365th day you will be from level 1 to level 12th, just in 1 year. But as I said, holistic growth. So it's not just growing in the area of interest or your skill or your passion. You have to grow holistically, in the sense that you work on your physical self, you work on your identity, you work on your mental self, emotional self, your spiritual self, your intellect, and your passion or the area, your skill, whatever you want to grow into. So it's not, growth is not about getting ahead and reaching to a point with a particular thing. Growth is a holistic phenomena. So, for example, say you are let's take cricket again. You are a cricketer, you are a great cricketer, you achieved some good benchmarks, right? But if people find you very egoistic or not very good with temperaments, will they admire you?
No.
Even if you have attained the benchmarks which nobody has ever done it, will you be able to enjoy that fruits?
No, I don't think so.
Right? What happens is, people, they want to excel into the areas of their skills or where their passion is. many a times they ignore rest of the things.
Correct.
So growth is a holistic phenomena. You have to grow in and out, spiritually, in your identity, in your physicality, in your mentality, in your emotionality. When you are whole and you are putting efforts into certain direction, that fruits are much different than you are just pursuing your skills, you are just working on certain areas of your life and you are excelling.
Beautifully answered. So that brings me to the next question, that is, you spoke about overall growth. Like you have to grow overall, so at a certain stage you are a complete package. So
Perfect.
how do you balance overall growth in day to day life? Because if you focus on 3 to 4 things every day, your overall can't be that good. So how do you balance overall growth, like growing in every aspect of your life, and how do you measure that growth?
Okay. Growth measurement, again, as I said, growth is such a huge phenomena, but still, let's address it. When you say in your day to day life, you just approach 2, 3 or 4 areas and not all the areas. This is what you want to ask?
Yeah.
Right. Now, if you see, first of all, when you think of growth, you also think of your goal, your destination.
Yeah, correct.
Right?
Correct.
Because if we want it measurable, then we definitely have that this is my point
Correct.
to reach.
Absolutely.
बराबर है? Now what happens that it's not just that you reach to that point, how you reach to that point and what do you do by reaching to that point.
So the journey.
Right. And again, say you reached, you wanted to be something, you attained that, but then what will you do with it? If you are not holistically grown, you will not be able to absorb it properly. So we have seen many people who have reached topmost level, and then they succumb to failure. Why? Because they have not fully grown by themselves to what we call it, to deserve that outcome.
Yeah, correct. Understood.
So when we speak about, I'm hearing a lot about manifestation these days.
Yeah.
And people say that if you can visualize, if you can experience it, law of attraction.
Yeah, all over the internet.
Yeah, then you can achieve, you can gain whatever you want, right? To me, manifestation is not just this. Manifestation is you become deserving of that outcome. If you are not deserving, if you are not prepared enough, because then you have to hold the outcome. It's not just that outcome has come to you and it's over. It's not that. You have to hold it. And maybe you also have to grow beyond that. Maybe that becomes your stepping stone once again. That's not just the end of the journey. You may want to, once you reach there, you may want to grow higher. So to be deserving, to be able to hold that outcome, that purpose, that destination, you have to grow holistically. You just can't ignore certain areas and grow into certain areas. If you are too good intellectually, but if your body is not fit enough, will you be able to? No. So if you just focus on sharpening your intellectual skills and you keep on ignoring your physical skills, will it help you?
You're lacking behind somewhere.
Right. So the growth has to be, and mind you, if you truly want to grow and reach some place, you will find the time to invest in your holistic growth.
So my next question to you would be like when you're growing every day, when you're in the process, there is always a point where your life is still, where your graph is stagnant. It is not growing upwards, but you're not even declining. So that is stillness for me. So like why do many people fear stillness? And also, how does silence contribute to personal growth?
Do you fear stillness?
No, because I personally know that it is a part of the process where you want to reach. So if it is a part of the process, it is trying to teach me something, and my perspective to that thing is, what is this teaching me right now? Not like why is this happening to me? Why am I not growing and others are? What is this trying to teach me? Is my new perspective towards it.
Yeah. So you only answered me that what is your perception of growth? It depends on this. If your perception is just attaining material things or some gains, then you would not want to be still. You would feel okay, oh, I am stagnant, and you will go into hustle. You will not be able to digest it. But if you will know that growth is also in stillness, if I have to be, or even if it's not just stillness, even if you have to go back,
Yeah.
you have to step back, even that's a part of growth.
But that is a little unmotivating, I would say.
But that
Yeah,
is,
but it is a
look,
part.
what is your perception of growth? If how are you seeing it?
Yeah, correct.
Are you seeing this as a setback, or are you seeing
Yeah.
this? So it depends on that.
Correct. Absolutely.
And you said silence. Everything happens only in silence. First of all, whatever happens outside of us, in the outside world, in the life, is first created within ourselves. पूरा पिक्चर पहले अंदर बनता है, उसके बाद बाहर आता है. Everything, whatever the circumstances surrounding life we are currently living, is created by us, inside of us, much before it is manifested outside. In silence, you connect with your inner self. You come to understand what you have created, because only in silence you will know what you have done to yourself.
A good technique of self-reflection.
It is.
Okay. My next question would be, how can someone differentiate between intuition and fear, like while making life choices? Because it happens to everyone.
Okay, fears and intuitions.
Like
Okay.
I know, like this is my new thing. This can be my new improvement or something like that. But I'm also fearing at the same time. Like, what if this is a big disaster for me?
Okay, so first of all, you want to understand, is it coming out of fear or is it coming out of intuition? Yeah, is this what you want
Yeah,
to know?
like how do people differentiate between that?
Yeah, so they want to know that this decision is coming out of intuition or is it coming out of fear,
Yeah, correct.
right? How do you, lovely. When it is coming out of fear or insecurity or any such vibrations which are destructive for us, fear is just one word which we are
Correct,
using.
yeah.
When the decision come from that, then you will, first of all, you will not feel at home.
Yeah.
Certain decisions when you take, that you don't even need to trust. It's there, it's true, you know that instantly. You feel you are home. We call it home.
Correct.
So when it is coming from intuition, you feel at home, you feel arrived. When it comes from fear or any other such aspects, then there will be confusions, there will be some distortion, doubts, Will it happen or it will not happen? Am I right or am I not right?
All the negative sides.
You will swing between all the things.
Okay.
Your mind will say no, यही सही है, but something
Yeah,
inside of you will
bothers.
say अरे नहीं यार ये
हाँ,
अगर ये गलत हुआ तो
कुछ
तो
सही नहीं लग रहा.
हाँ.
Correct.
So anything that is not authentic will lead you to some kind of chaos, confusion. You will not feel home. You will not feel arrived. This is the and this you will understand only when you will be able to settle within yourself. You have to take pause. You have to understand. You have to experience what emotions are going inside while you are taking decision.
That is where the silence come in the picture.
That is where silence come in picture.
So, self-reflection and that area.
That moment you will understand what emotions are steering inside of me, and that will guide you from where it is coming. This is where silence is important. Everything happens in silence and space.
So, we started with the growth talk. So, when someone is improving, when someone is growing in their life, what is, like, according to you, what is the one question that everybody should ask themselves at the end of the day, just to know that they are growing or not? What is that one question would you say?
Okay. The most important question I would ask myself, if I am at this place, what will I be doing with this growth?
Wow. Wow. Give me a moment.
What will I do with this growth? And the question which you asked, whether I am growing or not, it depends. What exactly, as I said, what is your growth perception? It very much depends on that. And I invite you to understand growth from your own perspective. If you can do this every single day, sit for 5 minutes with a journal in hand and just write about growth. Nothing else. 5 minutes.
Like anything
every day.
about growth.
Whatever comes to you about growth, do it for 21 days or 30 days. Just 5 minutes, no other topic. Whatever that comes to your mind about growth at that moment, you just write it down.
Okay.
And we will talk on growth after 30 days once again. Because
100%. I would love to.
Like, growth is, what to tell you, it is basically, growth is not a destination.
It's a process.
It's not even process. It's process of reaching to who you are.
Okay, got it.
It's just remembering, or it's just invoking the qualities which is already yours. So the entire process, entire effort is in invocation. It's just invocation of reaching home. That's what growth is. But I want you to go through your own journey of growth. Okay. And I invite all of you, next 30 days, just 5 minutes, take a journal and write down exactly what growth means to you at that moment. And after 30 days, just look back and look at yourself only, that where your perception is reached, how much your vision is broadened.
That is a beautiful technique.
Yeah.
I actually loved it. I'll actually do this.
And most important question, what are you going to do with that growth?
I loved it. I loved that sentence. So as we talk, I can see years and years of experience from you, and for me, experience is everything. I can take any piece of advice from anyone, but I would only believe the ones who has experience in their life. So
trust in your own experiences. Don't trust on others' experiences.
In terms of advice, I was saying, yeah.
Take it, but have your own experiences.
Correct, absolutely. So, according to you, what's more powerful, clarity of purpose or discipline of action?
Okay, clarity of purpose or discipline of action.
Actions.
Discipline of actions. Because clarity of purpose, by doing that, you are restricting yourself.
Okay.
By clarity, by discipline of action, you are keeping all your zones open, because then you are not engaged with the outcome. You are just in the process of doing. When you are leading towards purpose, you are directed, but you are closing all other doors, and you don't know what life is going to unfold for you. What has life in his bag for you?
So the discipline of action is more vast and covers more aspects. Is that what you are saying?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course. Because then you have too many directions, and that may be good.
That makes sense.
Here, purpose, you have a direction, but you are closing rest of the doors. So if you ask me to choose between these two, I would choose discipline of action.
This was very insightful. Thank you so much, Minal ma'am, for letting me interview you. And I got to know about so much about self-improvement and personal growth from you. This was very, very insightful. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching this episode, and stay tuned for the next one.
Yeah, but before that, I would still want to sit with you
100%.
for growth and for self.
100%.
The perception of
Absolutely.
self and perception of growth.
Absolutely.
And it was lovely talking to you. The
My
questions
pleasure.
like yours are, it is giving me inspiration to express myself more.
This is the only place where I can actually clear my doubts of, like, out of curiosity and everything. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Look within. You will not need anyone outside.
Thank you so much, everyone, and stay
Thank
tuned
you.
for the next one.